How we kept Mother's Day. Of all the different ideas that have been started lately, I think that the very best is the notion of celebrating once a year Mother's Day. When our family first heard about it, we thought it was a fine idea and decided to have a special celebration. It made us all realize how much Mother had done for us for years and all the efforts and sacrifice that she had made for our sake. So we decided to make it a great day and do everything we could to make Mother happy. Father decided to take a holiday from the office, and my sister Ann and I stayed home from college classes, and Mary and my brother Will stayed home from high school. The two girls thought it would be a nice thing to dress in our very best for such a big occasion, and so they both got new hats. Mother trimmed both the hats, and they looked fine. And Father had bought four-in-hand silk ties for himself and us boys as a souvenir of the day to remember Mother by. We were going to get Mother a new hat, too, but it turned out that she really seemed to like her old gray bonnet better than a new one, and both girls said that it was awfully becoming to her. Well, after breakfast, we had it arranged as a surprise for Mother that we would hire a motor car and take her for a beautiful drive away into the country. But on the very morning of the day, we changed the plan a little bit because it occurred to Father that better than a motor drive would be to take Mother fishing. As Father said, if you just go out driving without any object, you have a sense of aimlessness. But if you're going to fish, well, then there's a definite purpose in front of you to heighten the enjoyment. And anyway, it turned out that Father had just got a new rod the day before, which made the idea of fishing all the more appropriate. And he said that Mother could use it if she wanted to. In fact, he said it was practically for her. Only Mother said she would much rather watch him fish and not try to fish herself. So we got everything arranged for the trip, and we got Mother to cut up some sandwiches and make up a sort of lunch in case we got hungry. Though, of course, we were to come back home again for a big dinner in the middle of the day, just like Christmas or New Year's Day. Mother packed it all up in a basket for us, ready to go in the car. Well, it turned out that there hardly seemed as much room in the car as we had supposed because we hadn't reckoned on Father's fishing basket and the rods and the lunch, and it was plain enough that we couldn't all get in. Father said not to mind him. He said that there was a lot of rough, dirty work that he could do, like digging a trench for the garbage that would save hiring a man. He said that we were not to let the fact of his not having had a real holiday for 3 years stand in our way. He wanted us to go right ahead and be happy, not to mind him. He said that he could plug away all day, and in fact he said he'd been a fool to think there'd ever been a holiday for him. But of course we all felt that it would never do to let Father stay home, especially as we knew that he'd make trouble if we did. The two girls, Ann and Mary, would gladly have stayed and helped get the dinner, only it seemed such a pity, too, on such a lovely day as this, having their new hats. But they both said that Mother had only to say the word, and they'd gladly stay home and work. Will and I would have dropped out, but unfortunately, we wouldn't have been any use in getting the dinner. So, in the end, it was decided that Mother would stay home and just have a lovely restful day around the house and get the dinner. It turned out anyway that Mother doesn't care for fishing, and also that it was just a little bit cold and fresh out of doors, though it was lovely and sunny, and Father was rather afraid that Mother might take cold if she came. So we all drove away with 3 cheers for Mother, and Mother stood and watched us from the veranda for as long as she could see us, and Father waved his hand back to her every few minutes till he hit his hand on the window of the car and then said that he didn't think Mother could see us any longer. Well, we had the loveliest day up among the hills that you could possibly imagine, and Father caught such big specimens that he felt sure that Mother couldn't have landed them anyway if she had been fishing for them. And Will and I fished, too, though we didn't get as many as Father. And the two girls met quite a lot of people that they knew as we drove along, and there were some young men friends of theirs that they met along the stream and talked to, and so we all had a splendid time. It was quite late when we got back, nearly 7 o'clock in the evening, but Mother had guessed that we would be late, so she had kept back the dinner so as to have it just nicely ready and hot for us. And we sat down to the grandest kind of dinner, roast turkey and all sorts of things, like on Christmas Day, you know. Um, Mother had to get up and down a good bit during the meal, fetching things back and forward. And at the end, Father noticed it and said she simply mustn't do it, that he wanted her to spare herself. And he got up and fetched the walnuts over from the sideboard himself. The dinner lasted a long while and was great fun, and when it was over, all of us wanted to help clear the things and wash the dishes, only Mother said that she would really much rather do it, and so we let her, because we wanted just for once to humor her. It was quite late when it was all over, and when we all kissed Mother before going to bed, she said it had been the most wonderful day of her life, and I think there were tears in her eyes. So we all felt awfully repaid for all that we had done.